Boko.
The other day. I said, why fresh power? I said, oh, free power, why fresh power? Pressure to conform cacao.
It's not really.
Oh, sir, pressure that's home.
Oh, say, you're trouble anyway, you know. Now I say, a transition.
Right.
And I was
a transition team.
And I make a transition team. In fact, I was partnering the then chief of staff, Frima. And the incoming administration also side was led by the former chief of staff, now resurrected as current chief of staff, Julius Debra. Juma until 7th January. They are swearing in. Reports. I was saying,
oh, okay.
It took us about 2 weeks to finish all the reports.
Oh, I see.
As an year submitting. That took us to about, I think was it the 25th or so of January. Then the final reports no Ejimadaje and Sana Uba region Hanswa. The Trabano Anyi Maya. Ni subiri ma yati basonfo bi se Ashanti region yehwe enema ankoso na se course a kabo mu ma yebidi bebia yedi no ehwem to investigating what went wrong. Na me na mo de beto sa basonfo no so ano. They've been working tirelessly to probe into the issues and then it's crampon yibi final report now to hand it over to the regional executive committee. And it's not been easy.
I mean, I'm a bit curious because when you say at the national level, almost a the Professor Michael Kyei committee, so when you say you want across the country, the last time I checked, almost sent the representatives to come to the region, the various regions that they are. So how different is Michael Kyei from Edwana now again? Because they are supposed to equally do the investigation.
Oh yes, Ashanti, ST will up answer. National idea no bakra.
Oh, okay.
And I say, Penisi Namdo de Nkense Nkwan. Me mpona me gidi say, Senka other regions no yes Kabema national adwuma no aye easier. So Kabema national easier no you say
you want
easier because Zamoko no bia yen report awi am ko report on what went wrong. Nanka as part of validating the regions no reports no nanka mo anso akosisi akiri.
Oh, okay.
Tibia na what the report or person say report no what is contained in it in the corrector. Ebia ono randomly abako constituency we akọ say ni all report me no krampa.
Does it reflect?
That reflects. Yeah. Until you say nke sample nke be mo adwuma no ayemre. And what we have done no would really complement what the national is doing.
Would you be surprised what the national or may a different result from a result? Would you be surprised?
People have done, the subcommittees at TN have done. What I'm hearing is a national no DNO, omokone constituencies no, in the share.
Okay.
Executives no, ekoshia dinkomo what went wrong. Now what we did in Ashanti no is different kakra.
Okay, what you say?
Apart from say wako constituency office, only constituency officers na kushia no, omoko other communities.
Okay.
Any ordinary people kushia. First of all, omone polling station executives now communities now mbeko unannounced. Any ebia electoral area coordinators akushia no. Unannounced. Kukukumwa wana ye electoral area coordinator wa friend on needing komo. Polling station for nibi o ma from no needing komo. And sana general population no. Omoko they walked into markets, they walked into lorry stations, trotro stations, taxi stations.
I see.
That's what they did.
See.
And it's
really on the ground.
Really on the ground. Mechanics, workshop, they went there.
Wow.
They listened to them. And they cross-sectional interrogation.
Wow.
And the preliminary year modiabano. is wonderful.
It's wonderful. Which part what have we discovered? Then we
no,
your party members, almost any message baby. So what's wrong? And pay.
There was my man. Ona also the same pacobono. Unfa same pacobono. Now tia bontina di hungo. In any event, report of Bawumia. So, once I make a say, Nenny Watchna, on baby, and me being the chairman, I'm privy to the information. Be brave woman. So, but the document. Let's see,
some of your colleagues have started talking, I mean, around that. Does it reflect in a woman? Say leadership no be weak.
From the top of my head.
Right.
And I enjoy it from the top of me amete commit me akeka ebi.
Okay.
But see bi ana nia wo kana. Na nia the ordinary man a ono so nam baby no. Na ono so odwene.
Okay.
Ati ase. Obe community bi. Nia wo kana bebre ni nyina no. Ono ekwan bia eko ebia nimfu wo ban baye se ebeye ya ankoye no eno ndi was me goto aba no meti hei se minim sa de no meti hei wonim sa de nti na sa ankrofo na mko hia mo ho no na eye pa no ati ase ko ja wogi ha sei no ye no odwene ati ase nti ye ma report on auntienaa e ba bontin ewie na ebobo mu a na fibi hu
no report en ba bontin that dey be ba na say shekukom sa
en shekukom
dey be na shekukom nobody knows the details of the report.
We want to use this as a stepping stone, maybe to reform the party, so to restructure the party. That is, it will depend on the outcome of the report.
Until we say in public, say report something in public.
Oh, say hand over. Emma Omo Musuma Yenwa. I believe the national party in France region, some region is my the whole Sempa Command region. They show say Omo national party no copy. And once the national party also has a copy no, Omoni national saying campaign national team no matter no. In fact, we have been talking. For instance, Ashanti region near Odawmanoha, I former regional chairman. He comes to my house, we discuss near ye. The only fee say a year mono. He incorporates this into a modeno. It's going to be complementary.
I see. Yeah, kind of sanity is we are getting into 2024 elections. And for you as a seasoned politician, now the mantra you are breaking the 8, breaking 8 in the how would you, assess the performance of the MPP in the last election, 2024?
Minia. Say, Binekaya said the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And they say, approaching Ninzu and you knitting.
Right.
And he, any can in the knitting, and say, you be in the results naturally say,
right.
Did we anticipate say Ebebasa?
Did you?
When we say Ebaku Visa, me about to a game. It is a Tefe Ahiasi. As they were Mutu Odane. At the tip of my eye, even though now me hope strongly say beat me a winning. I knew it was going to be a very tall order. That means a very difficult enterprise.
Oh, well, you knew it was going to be a difficult enterprise for you to win the election.
To win.
Wow.
But say it's a year and once we beat me a winning.
See.
First of all, we should understand, say, since 1992, apart from Rawlings, who succeeded himself, so that is migrating from the military administration or something. Could be anywhere, party be anywhere. What Timmy or didn't feel what you know, or to us, yet to Obama and Bill. It's been difficult. No party has been able to do that. And no interest, obi nso ntimi nye because President Kofo time no ekade na kitimi di nkuni Kofo do ba no kakakra bi.
That's 2008
when we lost first one no by just about 23,000. Inyama no mpedu nu mienza kan ho anke we first round.
Right.
Ya we ne and you second round. Second round you we grad na time na kem. Ti no say koye time e ka ho ansa na he declare results. Time be ka ho the maybe third we say third round no in time no. Akufo-Addo lost by just about 54,000. What I say? It was a very narrow margin. What it means is that area one we could have won. So it was going to be possible to win.
Okay.
However, the circumstances of 2018 are not different from the circumstances of 2024. Especially with the COVID, Russian war, Russia-Ukraine war, hey, now on the other side, oh, and I'm the Russia and Ukraine war, any COVID. But, Paka, since 2022, ABC time and a to abano. Democracies are a war of man, a war if and near to about 64 countries are near to abano. 52 countries had lost. Administrations, incumbent administrations had lost. Economic circumstances. I war a man okay 8 years ago, not to say I feel your money wedding. 4 years ago, I feel money wedding. What you say? And the mom will lose you. Even baby, I said the same previous, it be because a literacy level on wash. Those people lost. America didn't easy. The American society is much more complex than the AD, much more educated than the AD. But a honor, you see, a money wire day, inflation, a kakra, cost of living rising. And my Republicans, they were able to win states and no win be that. True. No win be that. But on many share, and Mamoko winning.
And yet, in your costly and division, economic challenges.
The other thing that contributed to America for the was a vice president at that time. So our cat team now trying to extricate herself from Biden's administration. It was difficult. What you say? It was difficult. Until Eba say, Omukoya. Anyi yama obana we idin kunimsa. Yeah, similar situation in Yana.
Exactly.
Remember, even though the circumstances were different, Mills against President Kofo
in 2000.
In 2000. Yeah. What do you say? Yeah. What happened? Kofo Ichano completely. First round. Even though they had to be a second round. But first one, we try to be brave. The number was 142%. Send you away, Namia. Send you Bawumia.
41, 42.
That's what people even forget. Mills against Kofo, when Kofo was almost 49%, Mills 142%. But the circumstances, economic circumstances were different.
True.
Until Saab Chabriano maybe exaggerated in the blame.
Okay.
So it was going to be difficult. Now, so I didn't mami in Cranche, the humility, the honesty of the person who was leading the MPP.
Dr. Bawumia.
Dr. Bawumia. Since 1992, I be DNU, the Dubuahin, President Kofo-Addo. Say campaign obi so thorough in what the message how they call campaign message na all krenkre na poso na all kasa say your constituency bia utimi kasa 3 hours. It was unseen ni ehunu bi da until that na mama inspiration say no papa say ne usi kasa yi the nipa ne no mushia constituency bia nipa no muhia no kasa hitherto obeko no ebia ye call campaign platform so presidential candidate ba kasa bia be 5 minutes bina because we become session sa ho ti ono ba he just puts the icing on the cake
and one no ko okay
na we dey say na meka no constituency bia no oko 3 places one nananom ekoshia then clergy eka ho asofo imamfo o hone no mashia on the business community akoshia o constituency ho akoshia say business no some farmers some market women some den on akoshia ansa na akoye ye rally 3 places now say me can be he speaks for 1 hour.
I see.
So very thorough and consistent. Ntina eno mam inspiration say it was going to be possible for us to win.
But you made a point, to say America, the vice president, and now about to succeed the president, to extricate herself from the administration. Sana Bawumia, was it difficult for Bawumia in our current circumstances in Ghana?
That's Anity. Mills suffered the same thing.
Okay.
Mills suffered the same fate. What you say? I remember Onumpodi, he went ahead to say Rollins and Grofo say immediate me my consult 24 hours.
Of course.
The outcome was what happened. He had to 42%. People forget.
But don't you think Bawumia's attempt to delink himself and educate himself from the Akufo administration no count in the Bulusi election? What was his attempt to do that? The attempt was I mean, the land of the illegal buy or the betting tax buy or see about obey if you is a man of his own vision. Of course, who you wait for the administration, and people thought that he's being insincere. On your honest, is a dishonest person. Say, who administration will be a cause what own it. Like can be na year man. But as who you wait for man, I say, oh yeah, insincere.
That's a insincerity. Insincerity. He was the chair of the Economic Management Committee.
Right.
He had his own views about that. We call cabinet, There's a majority view that we hold. What you say? Especially with the president at the center. And we be a many monya say. In the E-levy issue, I can say, look, a lot of things went on. The Kai say, my own office. When I invited the minority leader, when the NDC declared zero tolerance for E-levy.
Yeah, how did I do so at the time?
I called a meeting. We had a thorough discussion. Atufoso was a minority spokesperson on finance. Yeah. We had a thorough discussion. When the party had said zero tolerance, Atu came and said, look, party needs to say, my leader, I know where we are standing, the precipice as a country. And we need to raise domestic revenue. I'm just saying, live in Beboa.
Oh, I just said that.
Yes.
I took catch and say, you live in Beboa.
Oh, it's not some idea. See, what you say? And simply see, na fe koye ngorai. That's eventually how come say a bar. Reintroduction at 1% now. He came and supported. If you listen to him, or can ask him no, say na only the new ninja say, and he even suggested saying 1%. And I was saying as well the NT. Now we see 3 months na fair sign bar at 1%. What you say? And that is it. And he said, or no say, now my advice in here, but of course, majority. I'm part of the cabinet. And I also go with what the cabinet decision. But the media me bar. If you are, what's wrong with that?
Well, now, cabinet meeting, is it true? Say Bawumia was sidelined. It's a direct question to you.
I know it's a direct question to me, which will not be answered.
Won't answer that question.
No,
because I mean it's been rumored, and we didn't mention out like cabinet. And since you are here,
cabinet.
Because I can clarify now. Settle debate.
Cabinet. You can't say an embassy or from Kwabunting. Maybe Jirahana make Bibia. It's my betray the oath that I took. What you say? Mr. And what's in there? Sa Quisano, sending you to Kayanaja, a bit in my crew and
man Imperial. The Ghanaian people will be watching anyway. But leader say, I mean, one of the things that cause it be defeated of economic crisis, a very key and two. In see that said Ghana after 8 years, will be breaking 8 in that. Don't himself will be quite difficult for them, but he had hope because of the candidate only do. That's Dr. Mahmoud Barabat Uncle Banisa. But leader, I mean,
I'm not saying say. Zane manon kwa ne kostu.
Oh, okay.
Never be break out.
Okay.
Never be break out. The reports na e ba no. Which is never be break out. Nema me ameti nen cross madwene da. Reports just nema e ba no. You'll be amazed. Say nema ankrofo ehwe ya say omo anto aba na mai. And as some decide some nkoto aba. See. What you say? It's amazing. Until you see the thing is the NDC, they succeeded in keeping their base.
Right.
About it, you surrender to me in the NDC. What you say? It's not as if the NDC did anything wonderful. John Mahama was in a 24-hour economy. It was not resonating. They couldn't explain. It was not resonating. Actually, once about Bosumi. And we change gear. I feel maybe Anna, we all cement number 20 say 25 cities, and they say, the next president for a UCA was sitting trouble. Free president for no use, but related to your daily circumstances. What you say? It's a kind of okay, the man, then so, and kinky mimi free hono near 50 pesos and they 4 cities you bought 5 cities nyina nti mo hwe mabrabomu ono wakaza mo sitem mo hwe mabrabomu na mo nto aba which was you are to say mo neto aba na you see now he was relating to your circumstances, your individual circumstances. Now I feel no
resonating more with the people.
Right. So because I never endorse. But let's get it. Let's my report on them.
May I share the view? Talking about John Mahama. So why you elected over 30 days in here? Why your appointment come? Substantive ministers normally not call Deputy Sabah, Regions Sabah. How would you rate the performance of John Mahama the first few days in office? A little over 30 days in office.
We'll be saying my man a pass mark.
Pass mark.
Maybe about 60%.
60%.
Yes, because
so it gives you hope. So no
for instance, what kind of ministerial appointment?
Right.
Me, I'm surprised. Say the majority leader, or a minister, or a cabinet minister. I'm surprised.
Mahama Yarga.
Yes. And is going to be one of the failures of John Mahama.
Wow.
Yes.
Why so? Because
the majority leader, when your party is in government, who now a leader of government business. Who a leader of government business? Government business in the in the cabinet.
In the cabinet, yeah.
You're a leader of government business in parliament because what government business I say, and I'll be convinced one crop for. Say, Yanum, a buying idea where they be the trimpony policy attached in the principle woman a bear ball mine. And indeed, Mama Yansha work on the actually. I said, one year cabinet minister or can a home to evolve policy on come. How can he come to parliament and convince his people say,
correct me if I'm wrong, but by virtue of his position as a majority leader, a man appoints on cabinet?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
So if you're a majority leader, you don't attend cabinet meetings?
Cabinet is for ministers. Cabinet is for ministers. Article.
Is there a party chairman, is a party general secretary,
they are invited.
Okay.
By the president, they are not.
So they could invite him.
Invite you another. If you're in attendance, does it make you a cabinet minister? Article 76 of the Constitution will say, there shall be a cabinet which shall consist of the president, the vice president, and not less than 10 and not more than 19 ministers.
Yeah, true.
When you're a minister, you are just in attendance.
Okay.
When it comes to taking a vote on it, you don't matter. Cabinet no more than of government. I didn't come in on some one. I bet what you could baby say, I didn't.
So this could affect my.
The second thing, that's what we now we are a presidential act, a presidential transition. In the act, there must be a minister responsible for presidential affairs.
I see.
There must be a minister responsible for presidential affairs. I don't know why, there's nobody.
Yeah, there's nobody. In fact, there's no minister responsible for presidential affairs.
There's nobody.
Yeah.
That's the second mistake.
I see.
Third, and then the Wiasi Akono. The Wiasi Ekoi, Akwa sorry, you need a minister to be responsible for national security. There's nobody responsible for national security. And that is dangerous for the existence of this country. It's dangerous for the existence of this country. I know, say, see, presidents in Ankasa, presidents, on a big crying on daily basis. Amutie national security report. Once a week, be twice a week. National security report. What you say? And there's some presidents decide, okay, especially Africa, it decides we're not being in charge of national security. But what you say? Because say President Mills' time now, one of the Minister of Interior, Oyongo, and was signed designated, as the Minister for National Security.
Okay. What do you say? Okay. Because or security appointment, I'm trying to get the exact portfolio.
No. You have a national security coordinator or whatever, but he's not a minister. He's not a minister.
Because Bani was said national security advisor.
Advisor. I go for the no nibi. You have a national security advisor.
What national security coordinator?
Coordinator.
That is DCOP Abdul Osman Razak.
Precisely. But not the national security minister.
I see.
Some of them. The Minister for the Interior. The Minister for Defense. Increasingly these days, Ibn started the ministers responsible for communication.
Okay.
Because you see, communication, and cyber communication,
True.
What you say? Intino, but you see, you're looking at also national security, baby, communication, interior for defense, and you need a coordinating minister, a standalone coordinating minister. The annual one, you say. Otherwise, he may have to designate somebody immediately as maybe one of the ministers to be in charge on so increasing number or in designating somebody to be the minister in charge of.
So these are the feelings of John Mahama Obra. The three feelings of John Mahama Obra.
Yes.
I see.
Of course, in Parliament as well.
You go to Parliament. You will go to Parliament because if you are in Parliament, then you are not here.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I know they call. Must changing our monfa as the speaker. It was most unnecessary.
But you see, I mean, it was like, this is the speaker. I'm not trying to swab on that.
No. Masa, you can't say kind of cray. I agree with you. President Bia or Quaprono, Akoma promises. By me saying.
Exactly.
And then man, President Bia Ba about 90% of free parliament. nti o speaker bia sabi obetimi na bo o mebu nua enzi okwan what you say o me hawo obetimi amane ma no akọ totia ma wo nti of course every president will be interested in who becomes the speaker.
Exactly.
Nti bia we bisa leaders no say na ho na mani da no so say bia mboto abanama no we na ye hwe no o sa ni pass me dey me encounter say papa sa o mboa me ana say me nya adwen kra nti ho abio sa nkomodie no suma sin nkomodie.
Okay.
What you say? Also make us say every president will be interested. What you say? Nti bia oni leaders be din komo we nka mo dey asma say we ma me anka mepe. Oh we nso dey ne no ha no wonye active of parliament kra o. The rules no kra won tiase nti ko fa no ba be haye ba be embarrassing. That discussion could go on behind the curtain.
Right.
But the moment John say when he formalized it.
Okay. It's our official letter by.
Yes.
That's what we disagree with him.
Yes, idea. There are 3 arms of government.
Yeah.
What then it means is that you want to put parliament under your armpit.
Okay. You are imposing.
And that is very bad. It's dangerous for our democracy.
But it's always been like that. Parliament is in code. Leader. It's been a rubber stamp. It's been an executive leader.
A rubber stamp.
I mean, in code, that's what the expert says and all that. Governors expert for you now. No, but leader, I'm sure you've heard this before.
No.
So parliament is a rubber stamp.
We'll say it's always been like that. I'm telling you for a fact that it's not always been like that. It's not always been like that. Look, MPP when we won under President Kufuor, I will tell you, say Alajete was not President Kufuor's choice.
Oh,
Alajete had been our chairman. But okay, I say now Alajete now only President Kufuor nya problem kakra. If what became known as Concordia affair. What do you say? But people also thought that Alajete no experience kakra or parliamentary affairs. And then brilliant lawyer. A super advocate. And people think that people thought at the time say which might be parliament and also enhance the reputation of MPP. And Alajete got elected as the speaker, and in the annals of Parliament, especially since 1992, I mean, my part of the Parliament of Ghana. No, of course, before I assessments, and they've all come out say the best speaker that we've had was Alajete.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Now you say it's no doubt about that. I'm happy you say no doubt about that. You see, it's not always been like that.
Okay.
But Alajete, so he brought some assertiveness, some independence on the part of Parliament. Don't forget, say now we had started with Justice Annan, who was part of the PNDC, and Justice Annan, so yeah. To restore constitutionalism in Ghana against all odds. When key players in the PNDC didn't want a return to constitutional democracy, he was one person who led it. And I'm sure that the share is as a speaker to manage it. And he did well because of where we're transitioning from. He did well, but I'm just saying that. Parliament day, and as the history of this country, there will be what the strength about Parliament. Fourth Republic as in America is a Alajete.
Don't you think saying about the person to restore that confidence in its authority of Parliament? And it's like
I don't think so.
Because they say we want to accept Parliament's independence.
Oh, say another day. Agreed with him.
True.
Yes, because the money you have no ye. Okay. LGBT say hey.
Yeah.
Speaker in a lady parliament here cause. Now yes, I say me catch answer na we no. And yet it's against the constitution. Because Article 108 of the Constitution no it can be. And let me read it. Article 108 it can say Parliament shall not unless the bill is introduced or the motion is introduced by or on behalf of the president, proceed upon a bill including an amendment to a bill that, in the opinion of the person presiding, makes provision for any of the following. Now, being in a instructive, Roman number 2, no, was it the imposition of a charge on the consolidated fund or other public funds of Ghana, or the alteration of any such charge otherwise than by reduction. What this means in this say, so your bill biya oko implement here. Ebe mo ako yi sika fi omanfotom consolidated fund and the implementation. Just say that bill no if the president the parliament ni kwan say yes ade no. Me ne kan no. Was phrase no say in the opinion of the person presiding. One of the nadwin mu no. And just say office give you omanfotom.
So now you agree with John Mahama.
Bill no. Would they say say president inside no. We is we bumra na say edokotum edokotu efiase ya. If you na kotre mu no edokotre mu no. Nya aban dia. Aban
of course aban na.
Na aban na be sho. Kania e be so esi so nya aban na betu ahuka.
Of course.
Insu aban na aban na betu aka.
Of course.
E dia na be di na aban na betu ahuka. O yare a aban na be hwe ba ko yisike fi omanfotom. Wo say on tia say oman sika na be.
So now you agree with John Mahama or Kase or said don the free presidency one never.
Yes I agree with John Mahama. John Mahama now agrees with me.
John Mahama now agrees with
because as man me kan no. Na incidentally, me ni share ya say na me kan say me chere no.
Oh, okay.
So asem na wo kika no. So ba be sign no. You can't.
Oh, okay.
This is the and I'm happy say no say no so ba be sign.
No no so ba be sign.
I feel no after the discussion that we had. And I'm so untie the legal brains. Because we ABS pen.
Okay.
Yeah, call Parliament for 1998. And maybe confirm maybe saying ye. I'm running the Children's Act.
Okay.
It was started by some gender activists. See, and yes, I didn't know. But Samoa was the Attorney General. Back being and the way speaking. At that time, committee of Parliament, a friend of Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee, he was the chairman. And now, but it is a man being Parliament saying yes, I didn't know. No, say it offends against Article 108.
Oh, okay.
Until I'm man no man trust no more. And the executive no, it take you over. Of course, they acknowledge the role a man play. Now they reintroduce a bill in Parliament
from the executive.
From the executive, and I'm gonna be. You were the chairman of Constitution. You agreed with Obeda Samoa. And then assistant, they also want to say. So those are some of the things. You remember, Obeka said, deputy speakers, I want to about. I go find talk about Parliament unnecessary. Hey, many the kinds of Mr. Speaker, how can I disagree with you? Or say we should be say the speaker cannot on any arguing. Or speaker by or say, or say he may consider that as insubordination.
Yeah.
As some the Supreme Court, the Butiano. Doesn't make sense.
And he made just yesterday. He made a comment suggesting that he still disagrees with the ruling of the court in this particular matter.
So what?
You can't see.
So
you can't see. Just yesterday,
you see. So those things unnecessary tension in the country. And the John Mahama comes or say, I don't know. Oh no, Charles says, I didn't quite hear started training. You can't carry column a home schools. You think ain't going across a BM. But referring to the current, so one and for a Virginia home, I didn't know, send the city. It may have to come as a public bill.
Exactly.
Because of the imperatives of Article 108.
I see.
See, all those things, were they necessary? And I agree with you with as a public. What do you say? That's how it should be.
I see. Now, talking about Parliament, Nancy, I won't go for you. Vetting. And for those of you who don't know, I mean, likely over time, it's chairman. I think 2 or 3 occasions. The January 6th, 2021, I think that was the first time I see Abane swear in the members of the 8th Parliament all time, and I see the 11 budget, I see. But upon the committee, this is the first time Akabenezercomedy. Were you surprised, shocked when you saw your colleagues doing that? Oh, appointment committee.
Oh, appointment committee, a BSC, but and generating into the scene. Remember, say, I was the ranking member. Mrs. Joyce Adeline Banfo at the time.
Okay.
Though Ajaho was the first deputy speaker, to know a chairman of the appointment committee. And the Honorable Mumuni na by Abunidin say Onkoye Oswafo. Nana sem ewo court ne die wi a yebema omobema ruling. And you born it in. Nti yemu bi kan say ka yentwen ma court ne form ruling right. Because na efa some misapplication and misappropriation of funds being in the manema. Nti na yasin ke yentwen ma amofa ruling mra. In fact, committee ni san nyina yadwen ye. Because ni esuru say okoye bibi. Now also your man appointment no ya. It made them appear say ya anya djuma papa bia.
Right.
What you say? And the details of case now trial no so no yen ntimi mfa sa de ne metro parliament ni. What you say? And then until the mic say yen twen no. Subsequently your chairman no na ye minua doajaho was an adwin. I believe maybe from pressures from the party. Was an adwin so yenko yade no. I'm so what has changed? So saying you're taking decision. No, so we need to go and do it. You just say, well, mommy raising papa bia and also yenko ye. Na ye kwa sitra no ne chese yenyan kan se minsi ye no. What try say no so asem na yaka no. Ejiraya na yesin dada no. Obema ruling on ejiraya na yesin dada no. I'm saying, Mr. Speaker, ruling me for him. In any event, committee level there, and this plenary speaker Emma ruling. The speaker called Emma ruling and so no. I have family in we Canada. No, was in term work as Emma ruling. The committee idea and see that say committee chairman so come ruling. Na anya Ghana hanku ni nsi da. Give me one example of a committee sitting anywhere in any jurisdiction. Committee chairman ruling. And there was no such and once I'm a ruling. And I'm because ruling with it. The trans here no also man ruling. Now you pepe feel the jacket. Is that what you
throw that?
And I'm because when I'm judging. Until me catch and I'm related to Sasa na koso ni nyina no. And I'm because say ruling now so a man there. As far as I'm concerned, and as far as the minority is concerned, I'm saying subsequently, Nankofo uses, because whimsical, capricious, and
whimsical.
The whimsical, capricious, and bogus, and so-called ruling will not have any effect on us.
Yeah.
What you say? Yeah. But we sat down when we heard, because or add even to be to the discourse. The opposite will not be part of this. Then we walked out. And Kidibia, because I make on Madame Fobako was it a Zuma? He rose a bam, Mr. Mamenko. Yes, or force me, but he was pleading.
Okay. Say, don't walk out.
Say we shouldn't walk out. Because Unyai, chairman, so I can't live with it. My conscience cannot live with it. Because I said no, and I'm the free. And degenerate into this. Yes, you know, the no question me. And your papa, a good committee in any massing, a good parliament in any massing, and the parliament of the Republic of Ghana, and a good Ghana, or mine Ghana, and so any massing. And I think that the baby are NCBU. I will say,
and I set up committee on your side of the house. You say, I'm your minority, say, Mon Quasi, and Tiziano, or Mojade Nama.
Yes, because
I mean, some say because money is a year born into the MP before the year born into, and I'm some because I committee.
And this, No. First of all, you're Parliament, we must submit to the rule of law. You're standing orders. And they regulated the conduct of business.
True.
Standing orders no say assembly plenary. So you see Parliament Speaker, Ibia also restraining or try to stop it and Nipana or yes or no, and I say Nipa Baku, Nipa means regardless however the number is. And I will say, Speaker no has the right to call in the marshal. Say, about Nipa Baku means walk them out of Parliament. And I say, Mufi Parliament, a jam of coin could see the presence, the gate of Parliament. Nye chamber Hong Kong, no go see the gate of Parliament. Sebia, Ufi Conference Center, and I say,
for the police side,
police for no horn, Ufi Kufi and I banner gate, you don't see actually. And Brano say, you will be out of the presence of Parliament for the remaining part of the sitting.
Oh, okay.
And T. Ekosi said, Yakwasita Nundu. You do back when I say, if you do back on our copy man, you do me in Omaha.
The next day, with me about.
Next day, with me about. And was this a sick committee level, so a chairman on the yes idea. No way, committee is here. And your chairman, speaker, the best scene, yes idea.
But the chairman has the authority of the speaker, and the speaker can still do it. Why the chairman not doing it?
You're Mrano. So they may catch that one.
Yeah.
And run in Casa. So you see committee level there.
Committee chairman.
You see how they are, Mr. Speaker. And I feel no. So be a 70 mood. So they are walking more. I could see outside the presence of Parliament. A 70 mood. Now a contemptuous of Parliament, a breach of privilege, and he refer the conduct no the Committee on Privileges. What you say? The way no, Speaker no, you kind. Them kasa me mene nya adwen no. Kosa ko bo nipa nan bi din. So suspend you na atwemi.
Yeah.
Oh, to me no. He has no such power under the Constitution or under the standing orders. Was he a much informa committee, privileges committee? How much my privileges committee? Oh, nipa na no abomudin no. Ye fa say ye bo my privileges committee. I'm go hwe tape no hwe ni nyina no. What say? Say nipa na no nko a. Nipa be edu. Wo say wa suspend nipa nine no. Omo ya ka no ye nyom den. You have to wait. You have to wait until the committee may mu hwehwe mu. Aba ka say nipa nine, nipa du mienu na ye involved. Obi che we ni mu die. Nti bia ya graduate ni obi aye.
Because there are more people than
absolutely
that we saw in the video than the
good. I'm happy that will cut to me so. Until I was engaged committee no mko na fe nsusu no committee ni de mo wiemu wia ye mra no say omo ho kwan kra so mbe recommend for the suspension of the nipa no be hu so mo ye capable no up to 9 months.
It's a muwa.
I don't know nyama committee ni nhwe. Eto so bi no. Committee na yatete no, obi a wona dwuma wo ye. Bibi betimi esi bia na committees bebre e wo ho asem ka. Na say ehun bibi kofa committee we ho, bibi kofa committee we ho, bibi kofa committee we ho. Bia committees be enum e na form ho. Undi me ka say and 5 committees omina nkoka mum no omo hwe ade no. What you say? Did the say okay ni be bete special committee and I say ad hoc committee. And I say be ade ni si no kran so no committee be ni sa function no. And me sa ne man mi enu mu say ada say committee be ni function no. And I say adwuma no committees be brave
and a form. So you set up a special committee too.
So we set up a special committee. Special committee no so no. Ye mbra no say ye te special committee a house no eti nye speaker. Now it is done by a member moving a motion. Nye speaker na turn off is mate
committee or the diaba.
As if you are the king of parliament. Oh, Sanemano and oh yeah.
So he's behaving like a king of parliament, not a speaker of parliament. I see.
Hadrian say, oh yes, sir. Now say, what you say? Parliament is you and you are parliament, but the speakers are just umpires. They are referees. What you say? And me feel say, hodie. Sanemano or the fame. All of us should be concerned. Yeah, concerned. The major is a panic situation. The man what he did.
Oh, okay.
The speaker obviously was very much concerned. Say no, I did it. But I think the council of fast to deal with the matter now. That's why I'm for.
But leader, in the event that I wouldn't say. I mean, I am as a former parliamentary correspondent. I'm surprised. Mobile parliament. Almost a tier committee. It's in the privileges in New York. I'm surprised at this time we still don't have the full complement of the committees of parliament.
Who's responsibility? No, don't laugh over it.
No, but I get the point.
The speaker is the chairman of the committee of selection.
Right.
Yamra no say, you swear parliament in within 10 days. Yes, I
get it.
Oh yeah, and say yeah. Who is to blame?
Obviously, the speaker is to be blamed for that.
Thank you very much.
Obviously.
Thank you.
It's the only one. Now, what do you mean set up a special committee to investigate the matter?
All I say is see, you know, how to so immediately, no, leaders, no, and one set up committees immediately.
Yeah.
Why then couldn't you wait? Because all the what the remit to deal with this matter.
Right.
Why then couldn't you wait to do it? And Emran also can say a committee in the war say, you know, our committee, you know, are you now going to vest in the other committee the powers of the privilege
committee?
Oh, complications or whatever. You can't do that.
I see. Is it a Jumana? And then you think it's an illegality?
Complete.
A complete illegality.
That is what I have said.
Or more recommendation should be ignored by the minority in parliament.
You see, the appointment committee in the crown, any pair was over. Yama standing membership. Any pa and what should be. Yabubo Mudin. The chairman obviously is the first deputy speaker.
Sure.
And was say the minority leader, a ranking member.
Yeah.
Deputy minority leader, a count. No, I'm not a deputy ranking. And now, deputy majority leader. So these four, and a majority chief whip, minority chief whip, no deputy sneaking. Say omokan. What I say? And this I will say, minority chief whip and where you need majority chief whip, where you need now deputies don't take you over. When they're standing orders, no, which is a statute, standing orders, a law, a national law. Now we'll say, Omuni and replace you. At your say so. You are at your say so amending national law. Oh, and you know, people don't even understand the implications of what Babin is doing. That's my worry. We a statute, a yamra. Until by word of mouth, no, what's the samara? You are amending the law by your word of mouth. That's the danger. And you know, I want to believe that she will be and a man the years. But when the force will be from Kuma, will be from you. And this I don't know, Uncle Ya, Yempe, Emra, Quansom fences here, I don't know.
Okay.
But the Kakas, I don't know, any was a millionaire. Even some of us are yet free one. You bow down your head in shame. Say, hey, maybe a parliament. It wasn't the best. And obviously, it was contemptuous of parliament. How do we deal with it? I'll say, if I'm a council, you deal with it.
I see. It was for another pay. Many the former majority leader, former minister responsible for parliamentary affairs. It's already a band of parliament on one side that is very passionate about it. During my days in America as a parliamentary correspondent, I work with him closely, so I can understand the passion he speaks about parliament. If some of us I say no one contested because we had made the point that we still needed the likes of Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu to be in parliament to shape up a few other things. It's that is it. But leader, beginning of the conversation, okay, say now transition team now. There's this thing about Andrea about Julius Debra. Say, oh my former Juma after December 7. Is this something you subscribe to? Because some say, if you lose an election, you don't have to recruit people. German incoming government and be recruit you. It is a government here and I'm going to say, we is uncle for in India. Sebi. No points one. When you're young.
No one yagin. How can you tell me no one yagin? The president of the republic, your trouble man, you see, almost say, in Vienna from 7th January, following after say at Obama, until say at baby, you know, your trouble we are, Bosnia Dikaino, 6th January, 12 midnight, and then 2 me easy. Bibi a you know, he does so in accordance with his position and the authority vested in him as the president for 4 years. The trouble baby 7 December no. Is there a vacancy in the office of the president?
But there's a transition team.
No.
In terms of Bibi, transition is to take a decision on the matter.
I say, is there a vacancy?
No, there's no vacancy anymore.
Transition team, no. Or no, a constitutional arrangement. Is it? It's not. You decide to say smooth. The transition team, no, some more to me beer. It does not supersede the constitutional arrangement. Right? So that's the first thing that I'll say. Let me refer us to Article 195 of the Constitution. Article 195 of the Constitution. Some of your public servants.
Some of your public servants, yeah.
Article 195. Article 195. I say, subject to the provisions of this Constitution, the power to appoint persons to hold or to act in an office in the public service shall vest in the president. Right? Acting in accordance with the advice of the governing council of the service concerned, giving in consultation to the Public Service Commission. And he say, President no na afa sa kwan yi so the appointment to the public service 4 years, within 4 years of his administration. Umu constitution also there. Kwame na say appoint you.
So it is wrong for John Mahama to say oyerepaafutuo.
Yes, I disagree with him.
You disagree with him?
Yes. Me pacho said a president is elected to serve for 4 years. Now there's no vacancy after 7th December. There's no vacancy in the office of the president. The president in here Juma. Let's say of a constitution no so there, unless can say Article 195 or say the president has the power to appoint persons. Like he does so in accordance with the advice of the governing council of the service concerned. That's a different matter. The society money in our constitutional provision were first there.
Okay.
I don't know because say.
So according to the NDC, no, I'm for due process and we could just go for we more.
Anything.
So due process, some more apply. That's the issue.
Don't Paka. Who did and send me before for more? Let you not Julius Debra and by name.
Enna Felix actually on the back of the letter. Enna Felix actually say due process will not follow.
Please. That's my work. In fact, be before for a summer will be some. One no, at your passe. Letter necessary.
Of course, letter is very simple.
Letter necessary.
Say. Sir, I wish to bring to your attention that all appointment and recruitment made in the public services of Ghana after 7 December 2024 are not in compliance with established good governance practices. Good governance practices.
Good governance
exactly.
Practices.
Yeah, and principles.
And principles.
Yeah.
What you say? Which good governance?
And the Felix actually,
and then
said due process and
that is also not true.
It's not true.
It's not true.
Said due process and you.
And no credit.
I think from coin interviews. If you cry, I say form gumsa.
And no credit. And no credit. Because I say, you know, transition team no year jumano. And no rezi. Ministers no baho. They explained. So the recruitment into the police service. In fact, the minister for the interior was there. And was say, as my worker. So the recruitment process started April. And ya pass omo through bibia ma omo akọ training. Ewie afeni emomo appointment letters. And then yan nre yi na asha nre ya na efa wo. What you say? See, that was his explanation. Defense for the kind the same thing. I say fire service for omo ebeka omo nyina ma because you call na no mo bisa sa asem no. So appointment be na ba after 7 December. And also me say me na mo ka say ya. This is how it started. So ma in chronologically
and interior, but there are other public.
And I may say defense for also be the same thing. Other public for also be kind the same thing.
I see.
The directors, the chief directors were there. And the afena and the Jemuno Bano, Omujaye. And in the air baby, it's like we have made up our minds, don't convince us of facts. Because I'm church Ntina make us do fusu kwache fusu kana anya no kre because your core transition team no on be explaining you be say media no start we say oh media in June na sha say we see April we see media
so are you telling us for a fact that the after December 7 there were no recruitment done?
I've not said
no,
so.
Is that what we should understand?
I've not said so.
Okay.
No,
me was something a bit more.
Say, questions.
Right.
This is the processes no shall see
before.
Yes.
Way before.
Until conclusion, it be there in November. It be there in December.
Right.
It be there nowhere to go between December and even January to be concluded.
Okay.
Until a present not tell present appointment no. On recruitment in the public service. Okay. Now, Makacho said there's no vacancy in the position of the president.
No, yeah,
there's a due process at taking place near the recruitment. I didn't be in a worker.
But how about my process in the after December 7? I recruit you recruitment to the security service in America. They can't just normal agencies in the department. After December 7,
the normal agencies. The normal agencies. Be a mechanic will be a funny be a president public service.
Right.
Be a funny be a president ma efano. And see Abia Nipakrono say because I cannot hear question will be say I cannot talk to specifics.
Okay.
Now Abia Nipakrono ye fana say Juma Krono almost at your processes be October. Now appointment nanka some we interviews in America. This appointment here after December 7th. Would you count it for nothing? In Parliament, almost started recruitment. But processes no shall see. I'm aware. The processes shall see in June. More advertising, be why internal advertisement, be why external. Or more year Parliamentary Service Board. Within the Parliamentary Service Board, a committee dealing with Sanimano. They went through all those things. Even after December. About are you going to say Nina part of Ghana and almost
but the NDC argument is that about 2017 we had the same thing we in Kofodi when the NDC were making this same point I will make he said there is no vacancy. I was a president to me why no oh I mean there is story online 2017
why no Muginedi
only public only nurses for the only police for the now I mean the records are there to show
don't confuse issues.
I'm not confusing issues.
Don't confuse issues. One more. Processes. Police for no. Now, the process of recruitment was ongoing. And our bino a car say. So processes now ongoing. They have not even started training. Say the usual say I feel monko for a friend saying training now more na feel more actually two training them and they have not even gotten there. What you say? And I'm can say sanko from your idea almost stop. I'm on hold to
okay. But
go back to 2009. 2009. General Smith was the minister for defense. Kufo kono no was statisa. No. So be fair.
So
no, I'm saying say, and the recruitment processes. But General Smith put the no more suchara no more military training, no. And best stop ye. And best stop ye. Wait there. Now I must start processes no of recruitment. No more region by region. No, yeah. They had done so. I feel now we are medicals. Vetting yinipano. No, from that medicals. And now by say the almost suspending.
Because there's a story I was trying to pull for you. I put for the sacks 13,000 public sector workers. And for the national. The story was just national. And for the sacks 13,000 public sector workers.
Where in respect of which one?
Is it all involved though? In security in
I want to
public
know,
sector workers.
I want to know if anything the segregation of this.
Okay.
When it's disaggregated, then we'll be able to say it's a same. But maybe the minimum may make. But having said so, there were some of them, and they are constitutional bodies. We appointment. When was he appointed?
That's true. Last minute cry. Very last minute cry.
When was he?
It was after December 7th. Last minute.
It was 19th December.
19th December, yeah, but I know it was after December 7th.
NCC, 19th December. John Mahama, Lisa or the man, a brother for Nino. When was it done? When was it done? 28th December.
Oh, 28th December. Just a week to the exit.
Yes. Now, I don't know. What happened was agreements now was in Parliament ratifying now. Parliament are ratifying now. And a court subsequently a court can say without the ratification of Parliament, sadly is not present are granting or no, invalid.
Right.
That was how come it was negated. The Parliament a ratifier. There would not have been anything wrong with it. There would not have been anything wrong with the concession lease
or the Ibrahim Mahama.
There would not have been anything wrong with it. What you say? These things were done. Look, there are major things that the NDC had done after
losing December 7
losing elections.
Yeah.
And I say after elections, I say after losing elections. Outstanding. Look, even constitution here, a major thing that happened was amending the constitution. Rawlings' time, 1996. Amending the constitution, when was it done? It was after election.
Oh, I see.
It was after election. December 1996. Parliament was quickly summoned to amend this constitution.
Yes, but it's not all continue. It was continuing.
No. Let's say it was after election. Has this ceased to be the president?
No.
Once easier to be the president before the swearing in. Parliament was summoned to amend a major constitutional thing after the election.
I see.
Done under Rawlings. Until this constitution, amendment now it only came to be gazetted on the, when was it? I think the 31st. Was it 31st of December?
Okay. I'm not too sure about that.
I'm checking.
Yeah.
Let me check it. Let me check here. It was 31st December. The Gazette.
And I'm a Gazette, no.
Yes, 31st December.
1996.
1996.
That's true. That's 1st December 1996.
And the amendment was effected on the 22nd of December. Amending the constitution after an election. Because the president was the president. His term of office had not ended.
I see.
And can
they seek legal redress?
Yes, they can. You see, the president swore an oath to the constitution. If the president that they be at the constitution, to the extent the 70 mean for to say he acted outside the constitution, but the constitution what you say? That's a let's say umfa sa adiani yejuma. It means that oath no and tamna wo kan ye no say what the constitution be yejuma no obuso. Right. So obu constitution no so a constitution a wo dey share won say aka ho tam so be yejuma no say one fa yejuma dia the recourse left to us and say any be impeach you. Now the article number 195.
195. Before we go back to the article, is it the case that now Jomama you be impeaching for doing that because let me. No, I want to get a clarity.
I'll come back to it. I'll come back to it. Now me can say article 191. Or say a member, because what my form is saying they are members of public service.
Yeah, of course. Only now public sector workers. Yeah,
public sector workers.
Yeah.
Or say a member of the public service shall not be dismissed. Shall not be dismissed or removed from office or reduced in rank otherwise punished without a just cause. What is a just cause assigned by the president? Is only a public servant, so now also dismiss it. Constitution in Article 191 says you cannot do that without a just cause. Just cause need any.
So just cause I mean.
Let's be serious with
ourselves. I'm getting. There's no just cause in this matter.
I'm happy say because there's no just cause.
No, for you that's me.
There's a
no meaning because core dictators. You know you are privy to information. Minister information be.
Let's
it wasn't specified there.
There's no just cause assigned by the letter. They say if there's no just cause, the other can say you've acted outside the constitution. If you have acted outside the constitution, then Parliament could, summon you. Say, Masa, I don't know why you're outside the constitution. And Tamna, wow, cancel the Bayajun Wobuso. So, Tamno so they are. Then we go back to Article 69 of the Constitution. Article 69, no, it can't be 69(1). Or say, the president shall be removed from office if he is found in accordance with this provision of this article to have acted in willful violation of the oath of allegiance and the presidential oath set out in the second schedule.
Wow. I see.
However,
but he has the numbers in Parliament, so.
That is it.
He has the numbers in Parliament.
Now, so person we impeach president now. Then you require 2/3. You require 1/3 of MPs to append their signatures. Say president has gone outside Nintama. Ushaye. Say or the constitution be yejuma. The president in office IEBB. Let's say LGBT, send also about let's assume say Kufuor sign in on the 6th of January. Or say, okay, we're signing. That's good. What because the president had assented to it. And this are. And the Argentina was say a YBBDR 7th January, 7th December, 8th December, 9th. Was it on fire?
I see. Matthias, with a quick one, and what for Kenofrata, Nifi, the uniform men, a call Nifi. I mean, can be. Say, or say the removal of the president. So here 69-2 now. Or say
for the purposes of the removal from office of the president, a notice in writing signed by not less than 1/3 of all the members of parliament shall be given to the speaker, who shall immediately inform the chief justice and deliver the notice to him, copied to the president.
Right.
1/3 nini. So is it then the case, say John Mahama, noticing say, or absolute majority, minority for nominee 1/3? Me bibia me call outside the constitution cry. Is that the case?
I see.
Because a friend is saying, busy at time no. The busy be a reference Apollo 568, I think. And it be na yekono.
I see.
If now, because Parliament cannot do this, and I say initiate this, now say Obi feel aggrieved, say he's being victimized. What you say? The person now, the only resort for him is to go to court.
I see. See, on betting your court on this matter. Uniform men, I could ransack if you could read if you were cantonment in Abiadi. For you, I'm saying, because I targeted Kaga. Are you scared to be on betting about her? Because you're in government too as well.
As an phone boom I come for. I'm say utrimvita animo intim. Utrimvita will be anywhere between.
But is it necessary?
I think that
because some come fee as well.
We should watch it. This is not what Ghanaians voted for.
Okay.
President Mahama said he's coming to reset the country and so on and so forth. Yes, you say we don't Ghana for 12 edemayo. Right. The shas or saying the DN oral and in the money. Oral. And Ray court acquired no case or no. I feel no Ghana for you who say no tea. Yeah. But tea oral no. Operation recover all loot.
Exactly.
You can't be a loot to be here. Pack a denture.
So offer you be Japadi.
And the Japadi and your dear. Far, especially on my Japadi, Okofa. What loot? What you say? John Mahama says, Onote, Omote, a kuno, a trabani no or tea kuno. Or tea about your trabani, no one your president. You to me, Ben or no, or no a car say, or Tissa in young Franco and grow for Japadim. To me, Ben or no. Do they have that power? He was a president-elect.
Information.
He was a president-elect.
That's not been information.
If I show information gathering, I say no more conquer for me.
I'm saying I'm not coy. According to a black and the team, they say only the moon conquer for fee. They only gather information. That's what they see.
Was it true? Well, wasn't he seen moving outside the television cameras in Danoso?
And they said, and then bangalow so no. Oh, on Yanko Fufi. So that's the decision. So he made a point that yes, they visited government lands. Right.
Okay. But I'm just saying,
yeah, exactly.
You know, I say you know, Krankui. Ye boss in Ankui. Ibidana obi kase or call appointment committee a man for bisan so cry out to him. Was me rent to be fee. So rented. And let about chess or rent. Me $5,000 a month. What can you say? Engagement be now way. Because what declare was it? Exactly. What declare income? Exactly. What you say? That is why people say success declaration. You're making it public now. Would you have $5,000? What can you say? Yes, I was sick. When you say no, you be suffer from the next question to ask a way. So it won't be so. Won't a vetu, now hear it. But you now bring it in. So, me them hearing of me, oh, sir, we didn't man away. That was some judge in your What's our and said no, or take a board at Trudonium. But they said, oh, I read a Jumano, aging Saka document. Right. But I'm just saying, say, clearly you're happy about it, aging Saka document. Also, the Ejuma. The end does not justify the means. Okay. So then I say now you can't justify the look, Paka, yeah, student leaders. Ena Rollins or Yenuku. In support of running school, no. Oh, let the blood flow. Yeah, demonstration if you take about Kajetia. Let the blood flow. Let the blood flow. A chair I'm for so Rollins will say a quite usually very unorthodox, and he soon say Rawlings was a tyrant now. I feel students in their distance here. What I say? Maybe say John should step out boldly. And the man be break also no. Emfa kwemu. You better have na woka. The friend saying, somebody see regional
RCC, yeah, kind of
unfortunately, went to be in Japan. So, as a DB air shas here, and say, ye more tenure. A bit baby, no. Now, yes, you can see a before you now. I was surprised. We are journalists. We are journalists. Now, we can say, oh, no, any journalist, me, no, Omunya beatings are crack. I saw how you described it. Omunya beatings are crack. Then you went further to say, oh, the journalists are part of our job. Hey, well, part of it just Papa Masum.
Oh, but I also made the point that it is not right to say the book.
I agree.
Yes,
but for you to even consider a part of our job, I was sad.
Me, I've been assaulted.
No. So it's justified.
It's not justified. I'm only making the point that sometimes you don't expect it to happen, but it happens.
Oh,
it's the reality.
No, so
you don't expect it. Then somebody come. Maybe they say, I wasn't expecting. They attacked me. My pictures all over the internet.
Until you say, you're part of our job. So you admit it's part of.
No, you don't expect it. But it happens.
But
I don't know.
Paga, let me say. What is wrong is wrong.
Right.
What is
right
is right.
I agree, leader.
But who treat anima with kiss gloves? Then people begin to say, Akwe, where is he standing? You are supposed to be neutral.
Right.
At the end of the year, can it test this at the end of the year? What you say? That's how to nip in the bud wrongdoings.
Okay.
But say, Eba, Nabia, oh, maybe a source fault for Sanko for Intibia, me kakra me susunka, nene wanema. Here, dear, I never be warning. You see, you triasie, yes, and
exactly.
You see, I heard not say year 10 say near me economy. Your tour base January, December 7th. Maybe I declarations, tax a cohort. We all know political party move.
Of course, we've condemned the NDC for doing that.
Yes. Even SSC.
Yeah, in NDC for. It hasn't established the NDC for. Instead of maybe say the NDC, but the NDC MPP, yes, a tax. Unless you want to say you have confirmation say NDC for the year.
1 + 2 in say 3. Unless you want to say you are using a different base. And now they are arithmetic.
It's the NDC for the year.
No. Who? Only journalists, we call for journalists now. So, me cry just me better have a catch me. And when I saw it, I had gone to one of your sister stations.
Okay.
And now Omusho. Did me find say a previous day?
No, just yesterday.
Didn't I walk say and run out?
Yeah, was just yesterday. Yeah, it was just yesterday.
Now for further details, say anything. I think where we are, this is not about Ghana for 2 years. See, to about Major Mahama.
Right.
The near you.
Right.
Did they may catch the president and they say he step out boldly to condemn these things at the very outset. Once he does that, Obia the bunny will stop. Yes, I will never know how it's going to escalate to.
Okay. Leader, you have 2 minutes there, Rapia.
Yeah, can see also dear. Minia, do we know how the next succeeding election is going to be? The same year, 2028 election.
There's change of government.
You should be careful.
Should be very careful.
If people decide to say and come from there, then there should be violence there. That's different.
Wait, 2 minutes. We never famana explain it. In fact, my name is making the point that now so contest as a chairman of the party and so called unopposed. I want to use the opportunity to explain to us. I mean, in about 2-3 minutes now, you're up here.
Oh,
so this will be a contest. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm saying, Nipacona, maybe call my radio for ya, my studio. See, I'm not here. Didn't come. And I'm a can be or no beside me say. And Crawford can say, Minko national chairman.
Right.
The party no Minko national chairman. And I'm a can say. The packer one because I'm not designed to make rather. Me refer it to Article 55.
Okay.
of the Constitution. Article 55, Clause 5 of the National Constitution. Sorry, Clause 9 of the National Constitution. Can't be. Article 55, Clause 9.
55, Clause 9. Okay, now I said the members of the National Executive Committee of the political party shall be chosen from all the regions of Ghana. So chosen from all the regions of Ghana. Members.
The members of the National Executive
of the political party.
Of a political party shall be chosen
across all the regions
I didn't know Constitution. Yeah. A real national character of political parties.
Right.
Hey, Paka, me am a party. To say national executives. The national chairman, Stephen Tim. Ne mama Bruni.
Yeah.
Ne papa ye
Asantini.
But ne papa the teacher say
it is more like an Ashanti than.
It's more Ashanti than Bono. Party BMUNO, the three most important positions: chairman, general secretary, organizer. The general secretary, Asantini. Ne mama ne papa nyina Asante. The organizer, the national organizer, ne mama ne papa nyina Asante. And the and the mayors are results.
Okay.
Now see, NDC for the same thing. At a point in time, we had a Sidun Ketia, you had Hanabisu, you had a young man, what they say, I think the communications,
Sami
Jemfi, all from the same region. The original Bono Afro region at the time. I want to know more. What I say? Until NDC are guilty, MPP are guilty. And the NBN guilty to Bianca will be a day. But we should be careful. Did not make Casses Animano. I was a constitution crowns and you shall be later, or it shall be chosen. And did not make Casse. Of course, election one way of choosing people. But election, no election one a way of choosing people.
You can even select two.
You can select, you can build consensus. And did not make Casse. I didn't man may regional representation. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that Minia, no party no ankasa intra-party election no chairman in Duanica. Paka, chairman of the party in Duanica. But what say free a flower and
crisscross across the country.
Crisscross across the country, including even treasurer. I'll be Hosika so on Duanica. Also, Uncle Baby Uncle Tono at his own expense. A sandy pardon, a bad treasurer. No be a brains castle, may Bremo, 1 million from party. No, the command on. Now, or could declare, oh, we are brave 1 million. Or you nipper on you for that Christmas. And do we have no? Well, for Quamis, no, to calculate at no, I could declare half, and Ananias, and then the year. I got Thomas Assay. What I see. Now, 1 million, I could declare half. No, they. Half, no, what was what they take. We did be what now we are sowing the seeds of corruption. Our party, no. And then I mean, and the obisa I mean, I say, media, the current system now, a half party, no. You got Trabana, we could have we over Trabamame, we could a television J, we could have fridge J. What kind of woman? And a half party, no, a higher democracy. The obisa I say, media, the current system, me, pan or her. I wouldn't want to be. I would not be part of it.
Okay.
If we agree to build consensus, send a bear won't you hey or party in brass here. If we agree to build consensus, then I may be part of it.
Oh, okay.
No, the current system no.
So we could just for election that there be.
That's what I said.
Matiasi.
Now be more colleague back. We are sitting around and they were to the station. Or who Kyei Mensah Bonsu, Kyei Mensah Bonsu, who be the Lusu election. I will not take myself.
It's not just about you. Me, I'm a count of
that's what I got to the station. So, catching me out of the body.
Watching, leader, let us. Another day, I spent the time, maybe come. Henry has been grateful to us this morning. Leader. former MP for Swamin and our former majority leader has been my guest this morning. Osei Kyei Mensah Bonsu. We did the Kwesi Parker Wilson. And the bishop. I'm watching now. The best about with another edition of OBT. Have a good morning.
Oyerepaafutuo TV. Efrinyame.